Hey, what's up, guys? Lazy Titan here. I'm going to walk you through how to do the roster to get them all, the pitchers to be 99. So basically, all you do is you go to Create, you go to Vaults, and you download a roster. I called it RTS Grind 99. It's this Lazy Titan one right here with 298 downloads. RTS Grind 99 right here. It's the one I have highlighted in blue. So what you do is you download that roster, and then you come here to Settings, go to File Management, load the roster. I load the roster just to make sure it's right. For me, it's just called roster, but yours will be called roster, or it'll be called RTS Grind 99. Right here. Load that roster. You can come here to Vault and go to Roster Control, Edit Player, and all starting pitchers should be 99 other than the single A pitchers who you'll never face. So yeah, if you go to each team, all starters are 99 or at least above 85. The key is they're above 85, except Marcus Stroman, who on the Yankees I guess I didn't do and forgot about. But if you go to each and every team, they're all 99s. All 99s or at least 85 or higher. And so with that, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Road to the Show. You're going to start a new character. Now, I personally am a Red Sox guy, so I made all the catchers on the Red Sox basically 0 overall so I could get called up faster. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. But here in the start career, underneath it, there's a thing that says use current active rosters. You want to not do that. You want to hit X, load your own roster. Load the RTS Grind 99. It'll be one of the options that shows up. For me, it just says roster. So I download that roster. I'm using a loaded roster. That's what you want to see. You want to start career. Position for me, again, catcher, confirm. You can play whatever. I put everything into contact because we're playing on beginner and just throw the rest in something else. All right. And we got to get through this real quick. We're going to start here in just a minute. Start my career. I don't care. Joe Random, whatever. Does not matter. You'll have to go through these little conversation here at the beginning. I have found no way to skip this, but this is just what you got to do to get through this. So just choose whatever options. Keep it going. Cool. I was getting nervous. Yeah. I've seen this like 5 times now. And so we'll eventually get to the point where he's going to let us get out of this conversation. And once we are out of the conversation, what we want to do is this. Just say what you need to do to get out of this conversation with Jason Taylor, whose name is randomized every time for some reason, even though we never ever see him outside of high school. And the conversation is finally over. Cool. Now we're going to go out to the field here in high school. And we're going to simulate all the high school games. All the high school games you simulate. So we're loading into high school here. Talking to our coach. Again, you do not need to create anything for this character. You don't need any gear or anything like that. You can be Joe Random auto-generated. Does not matter for this method to work. And I should say, I guess at this point, that this method is technically a glitch, I guess, and you could be banned. Though with as many people as doing it right now, I'm not sure you would be, but just know that you could be. And that's a risk I accepted when I started doing this. And so we just simulate an exit when it lets us here in just a second. As soon as we get to the at-bat, it should let us. Yep, boom, simulate exit. And you're done. And then this Cal State guy will show up. And we just skip past this. Yep, sounds great, thanks. Shake his hand. College is now recruiting us. We don't care, we're going to skip college. We are definitely skipping college. Not doing college. The Boston Red Sox are interested in us. That's interesting. I guess it's because I have made all their overall catchers 0s. So we're just going to exit out of that and go into the next game. You'll get no rewards from high school, so that's the reason we're skipping out of high school. Continuing on, playoff game. Hopefully we'll lose here. If we lose here, that means we skip like 4 or 5 conversations that we don't have to deal with. 4 or 5 more games we don't have to do. Again, simulate and exit. I'm going to guess we didn't lose because usually if you lose, only Cal State is the one that's there. So now we got to talk to TCU. Say, thank you very much. Now please go away as I'm not going to college. I'm going to get Stubs. Stubs are more important than education, everyone. Come on. Yep, continue on. Championship game. I guess if you lose the playoff game, you skip one game, so it's a little slightly faster. But we're not speedrunning this. Well, I'm trying to, but it's not letting me. You'll get no challenges in high school or college. So that's why we're skipping through all the high school games. There's nothing here. Yeah, we lost the state championship. Is what it is. Come on, man. We're trying to make Stubs here. Not looking to have a conversation about the moralities of high school education in the major league. Come on. Yep, playing in the big leagues. That's all I want to do. So I can get that money. You don't need to be smart if you have cash. If I had infinite cash, you wouldn't have to work a job. And oh, look, here's the guy from Tennessee. Another unskippable conversation I have to have with somebody. The first time I did this, I actually lost the playoff game and only Cal State reached out. So I guess I did pretty bad. So that was nice. So I didn't have to sit through a bunch of these conversations, but it is what it is. So we will get past it. Yep, they are recruiting me, and that is fine if they want to recruit me. I'm going to exit out of that. And now we should get the call about the combine, which we're going to make sure to skip the combine. You get nothing from the combine, or even if you do, it's not worth your time. Going to get a call here saying combine. You will skip the combine. Do not do the combine. All right. Now another call from Stephanie here. Yep. Come on. Somewhere between the 9th and 12th rounds. Okay. All right. I got it. Got the thing about that. You can choose a team or let the draft decide. Does not matter. I'm going to choose a team, the Boston Red Sox, just because I know the catching is very bad. And I picked a catcher because I like the Red Sox. So, but you can play for whoever you want. You can pick your favorite team, or you can let the game choose whoever you want to talk with. I'm just going to commit to Cal State. Doesn't matter. I'm not going there. I'm just going in the draft. So they should immediately come up and select us. Going to the Boston Red Sox here.
With the 12th pick of the 10th round.
So once you get past these unskippable cinematics, and we're currently at the... It's taken us about 8 minutes to get to this point. And so now that we're at this point right here, it's going to bring up a choice. It's going to say, do you want to go to college or do you want to go to the majors? You want to go to the majors. Go to the majors. Do not go to college. This call is coming right here. It's going to say something along the lines of, pick, you got drafted, okay? And now it's going to say, I'm so happy. Do you want to forego and accept your draft position? Hit learn more, and then say, start pro career. There is no acceptance for that. So it's not a big deal if you go to college. You'll just have to sim more games to get out of there. But now we've started the major league, so we're on Worcester. Or actually, we're on Portland. My bad. We are a Sea Dog. And so your goal, once you get here, is to just start playing games. So I put in some serious work. Yep, can't wait. Cannot wait to make Stubs. So let's get this conversation over with. Yep, glad to hear it. Yep, especially we're not a first rounder. Yep. I've seen this conversation before, like for the past 10 years. So let's move it along so I can get my money. All right. Now that we're past that conversation, I think we get one more call from Stephanie, and she tells us about the equipment packs we get every 10 games, which is not how this method works. So we are at the 10-minute mark. It's taken us roughly 10 minutes from creating a character to getting here. Just say whatever. You can try out some fresh gear every 10 games. So that's the other benefit to this method as well, a minor benefit. You get equipment packs every game, but you also get them every 10 days. So let's just keep moving here. All right. Thank you, Stephanie. All right. The other thing I wanted to test here is see if this has been patched. Somebody was telling me in a Discord that this has been patched, but I don't think it has. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to immediately hit play. Now, here's an interesting thing I do know from doing this. The fighting fills, for whatever reason, like to start relievers. I did not boost the relievers on the roster, so you may not see anything for the fighting fills if you choose the Boston Red Sox. So we'll see here if their guy is 99 overall. Okay. So sometimes you get a challenge at the first at bat. Sim to the next one if it's not an equipment pack, and we'll see if it's an equipment pack this time. Boom, equipment pack. There we go. Again, be on beginner and just smack the fire out of the ball. And I'll mess with the sliders here in a minute, but I mean, it's beginner, so you really don't have to if you're, even just starting out the game. This is like brain dead easy. Then you sim to the end. Hit X through these cutscenes. Boom, play next game. Now again, in AA, you may run into relievers that are starting. I did not boost the relievers to 99 because there are hundreds of them and it would take forever. So if you do not see any challenge at the first at bat, sim to the next game. You're not going to get an equipment pack there because that is a reliever that is for some reason starting. And so when I know this for a fact. What I end up doing is I return to the clubhouse immediately on that series because I know the fighting fills for whatever reason start relievers because I guess they don't have enough starters. But boom, I got an equipment pack for that. So now I will move on. I will sim the days till I get here. Batting cage. Interesting thing here, if you ever see one of these, it gives 4 points. Like this one, for some reason, the game loads faster between them, and you can skip faster. So now we're going on to face the Fisher Cats. And you can just do this. You can set a timer on your watch for an hour. You can also just have the companion app open, and at the end of each series, you get your packs. So you do not get your packs until you return to the clubhouse. But each time you get a pack, each time after a series, you can sit here on your phone and open those packs up. And when you open up those packs, after each series, you can sell them then and there, and you can actually be on your phone with one hand, and you can be playing the game with the other, I guess if you're talented enough. And getting doubles or anything does not matter. You just need to get on base for that challenge. And then I just hit simulate and exit. And I go next. Yep, skip, skip, skip. Confirm and advance. And again, if you do not see a challenge at the first of the game, simulate to the next game. You're not going to get one. Boom, no challenge. Go to the next game. They're starting a reliever. If you want, you can take the time. I'm not sure it's worth it now, but you can take the time and go to all the relievers and set them to 99s so they don't do that. But I just confirmed and advanced to the next game. Now, the good thing is about simulating games that don't even have a starter is you still get the 10 overall pack, so you're still working towards the 10 games that'll get you at a regular pack. So he throws the ball, boom, beginner difficulty. You can, set your 3-year-old brother or whatever to do this for you. And I'll simulate an exit. And then I'll return to the clubhouse. So if you were to look at your companion app right now, you would show no packs in the app. But now when you return to the clubhouse, and I suggest you do this at the end of the series, not like I just did now. But when you do this, you'll see, boom, dynamic challenge, and then it'll show one pack, but then there's two here. We did 2 games, we got 2 packs. And then when you go up here, you can go to your packages or use the phone like I suggested, and then just rip through the packs and, quick sell the silvers. The silvers aren't worth much. Oh, look, I got a 360 no scope. That's going to be worth 1,000 stubs. So there's like an automatic, 1,000 stubs right there off one pack. Now, it'll be a lot of 4 silvers. But the diamonds are worth quite a bit. At least they were. But as this method gets going, I imagine everything's going to get really low in price. Because people are just going to be spamming packages left and right. So that's low. Honestly, I'm just going to quick sell these. I know they're worth a little bit more than that, but just for the heck of doing this video, I'll show you that. And boom. I'm going to try and sell these for 350. They're probably worth less than that now that this method's gotten out a little bit. But that's it. That is the method. And in case you're wondering how I'm doing with this method, you see I'm at 71,000 stubs. But that's not entirely true because, to be honest, I found out about this method on Saturday, just being totally transparent. And if I go to manage squads and I go to generate best squad in Diamond Dynasty, I completed the Life Series collection. I'm just being honest here. So I've known about this method for a couple of days, but I knew it would get out eventually and it would kill the market. So I feel a little bad about not saying anything sooner, but yeah, I benefited from it. So I may get banned. I hope none of you get banned, and if they just ban me, that's fine. I'll take all the heat for this. So this is Lazy Titan. I appreciate you watching this little short video I made here, about 15 minutes, and thank you.